Breaking news out of the NFL. Free agent quarterback Daniel Jones is signing with the Vikings. That's the latest from our Jonathan Jones. The news comes just 5 days after the former first-round pick was waived by the Giants after 6 years in East Rutherford. Jones will now serve as Sam Darnold's backup in Minnesota. The Vikings currently 9-2 heading into Sunday's game against the Cardinals, good for second in the NFC North. When it comes to Daniel Jones' time in New York, we know that the numbers are not pretty. You see them on your screen. These all include his postseason experience as well. 87 touchdowns to 73 interceptions. You don't win many games when the numbers look like that. A 64% passing or completion percentage, I should say, and just 25 wins in 6 seasons with the Giants. For more on the news, we bring in our Jonathan Jones to discuss. Fresh off a plane and ready to talk Daniel Jones. JJ, what do you got for us regarding the situation with him moving to Minnesota?
Yeah, we were anticipating that something was going to happen midweek and then got word yesterday afternoon to likely expect something by today. And so it is this morning that Daniel Jones ultimately decides that he wants to be with the Minnesota Vikings. Somewhere between 10 to a dozen teams were all interested in his services, and why not? Because Daniel Jones, while proving himself worthy of being benched in New York, for most teams, an upgrade at backup quarterback. And when you consider his price point, that he is on a prorated 1-year veteran minimum contract. So basically you divide 1.1 million by 17 games, you multiply it by about 6 games, and you get somewhere between $300,000 and $400,000 that is owed to Daniel Jones from his acquiring team, while the Giants would pay the remainder of his about $12 million in guaranteed money. It's a great deal. It's a great bang for your buck. It's the cheapest, best backup quarterback that money can buy at this point in the season. So Daniel Jones wanted to join a playoff contender. He did not really want to join a team that was struggling but could use an upgraded quarterback. And I'm talking about you, Las Vegas Raiders, because where he could struggle with is he goes in, he gets used to the system. It's going to take a few weeks. Maybe he's not going to put out the best possible tape in the month of December, not a high probability or chance of success. And now you have struggled on film with 2 different franchises in 2024. That would not help your free agency prospects in 2025. And so he goes to Minnesota, where he is certainly going to start on the practice squad, work his way through learning that system under Kevin O'Connell behind Sam Darnold. And if you have to break glass in case of emergency, if you're the Minnesota Vikings, you have Daniel Jones there.
Yeah, it's crazy when you think about it, too, because Daniel Jones, for all of the numbers and stuff that we've just shown, like, he's a playoff experienced quarterback. So it's not like this is just a scrub that we're signing and we're putting him on as the backup for Sam Darnold. But it is interesting when you look at the situation, big picture here, JJ. Sam Darnold, the guy for the Vikings this year. We've talked about his career arc and what Kevin O'Connell has been able to do with him, but it hasn't been perfect, especially over the last couple of weeks. Do you think part of this signing and adding Daniel Jones to be his backup is for some insurance in the event that the Vikings get to the playoffs or are approaching that point and maybe don't feel confident in Sam Darnold?
Yeah, I certainly think it's insurance all around for the 2024 season, right? We know that J.J. McCarthy is out. He dealt with that meniscus surgery several months ago. We know that he is the only quarterback who is under contract in 2025 for the Minnesota Vikings. And so he is their future, having invested a first-round draft pick in him back in April's draft. You get Sam Darnold, and this is supposed to be, let's remember, Haley, probably a rebuilding year for the Vikings. After J.J. McCarthy went down, everyone was saying that, well, no one anticipated that they would be where they are right now heading into the final third of the season. Sam Darnold has played well enough for them, but this is a group that obviously you don't want to turn the football over. You want Brian Flores' defense to probably lead the way. And if you can just put up enough points, you're going to be able to get out of most Sunday games with a victory. But you have some up and down play from Sam Darnold, which we have seen throughout his career. But I don't think this is about necessarily having to ultimately bench Sam Darnold because of some of that up and down play. You are one play away from having to go to his backup, right? That's what the NFL is everyone is just one play away. And so now that you are here, Thanksgiving week, and you have a competitive team where you can win the division when no one expected you to be able to win the division, shame on you if you don't go out there and fortify the most important position in all of sports. And so the fact we just talked about it, that Daniel Jones can be had for as cheaply as possible out there, right? The veteran minimum contract, and that there are no expectations on either side. He's not going out there saying, hey, I have to save my career. I have to go out there and do X, Y, or Z. The Vikings aren't asking anything of him right now. So it is a low pressure, low risk situation for both sides. And if you need Daniel Jones will be there for the Vikings. So I don't think this is a commentary at all on J.J. McCarthy's recovery from that knee surgery, where he had a second procedure done a few weeks or a couple months afterward. I think he's still on track there. I don't think this is commentary about Sam Darnold either in 2024 or whether Sam Darnold returns to the Minnesota Vikings in 2025. This is all about the here and now, because Daniel Jones not signed up for anything beyond the end of this season, however long it goes with the Minnesota Vikings.
It is certainly getting interesting, but you're at the point of the NFL season, JJ, where if you want to be a contender, you got to make moves, and the Vikings have done just that, to your point, bringing in some insurance in Daniel Jones. JJ, we know you just hopped off a flight. We appreciate you hopping on HQ with us to discuss the big news with Daniel Jones headed to Minnesota. When it comes to the fewest passing touchdowns by a quarterback to start each of their 10 teams' first 10 games, Daniel Jones checks in twice on this with 4 times actually. Ryan Wilson's going to check in with us here on HQ to give his thoughts on Daniel Jones and what this means for the Giants going forward.